Welcome back to the Roger Sarn channel, where we talk all things Army. And I'm your host, Sarn Cruz. And today, we're going to be talking about the MFLC and what services they provide. And without further ado, let's get started.
Roger Sarn!
All right, so before we get started, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you can always stay hip to the newest videos. And today's shout out goes out to Amazing Devours. I hope I said that right. And this is in reference to my equal opportunity video that I've done in the past. If you want to find that video, it'll be somewhere attached up here. So he says, really appreciate these videos, Big Sarn. I just became a Sarn promotable and want to expand my knowledge. Once again, this is why we do this. I do this in order to push this information out so people can get better knowledge on what to do. And if you don't know, if I'm not putting everything out there, I'm at least giving you the information and you know where to find it. Let's get into the agenda for today. So today we're going to talk about what the MFLC is, what does it stand for, how to use it, where to find the MFLC, who does the MFLC help, and how do they help that set of individuals, who else does the MFLC help, and how do they help kids, and then we'll wrap it up. As you already know, we're doing PowerPoints. So what is the MFLC? And the first question is, what does the MFLC stand for and how do they provide services? So the MFLC stands for Military Family Life Counselors. If you've never heard of them, pay close attention. They provide confidential and short-term services. And the reason why it's short-term is because they're only assigned for about 6 months. And they switch out and then they go to another duty station or another unit, wherever they go, another installation, and they continue to do that. So the good thing about that is there's never any records, and that's why it's confidential. There's no records. A lot of the stigma is I don't want to go to EBH, embedded behavioral health, or behavioral health because it can ruin my career if I want to put in a packet for warrant officer or officer. Be that even though that's not completely true, here is an alternative. You can get your help and still put in your packet. Another good thing about how they provide their services is that they can meet you in anywhere. And as long as it's a safe space, they're not going to meet you at your house. They're not going to meet you in some alleyway or something like that. But what they will do is if you want to meet at the USO, if you want to meet at a gym, if you want to meet at the food court, they'll do that because they're very flexible. And they can do video calls. So if you're not able to see them, let's say I'm going to NTC this week, and I have no way to see them in person, I can go ahead and do a video call with them. Thus the reason why the last bullet there is extremely flexible. They are there to assist you. Next question is, where can you find the MFLC? So typically MFLCs are assigned to units. They're assigned to schools like children's schools, CDCs. They're assigned to the ACS. When I was in Europe, they were assigned really to the ACS, and then from there you kind of seek them out. And sometimes, like here on Fort Cavazos, my MFLC for my unit is actually, for my brigade, is actually with the chapel, nested with the chaplain. So you can find them all over. They're not scarce. All you have to do is know that they are there. One call, and you can find them. And the good thing about ACS is that's what they do. They know what's going on. It's Army Community Service. So they know everything that's going on. Or if they don't know, they know where to point you. Let's move into the next question. Who does the MFLC provide services to? Obviously, they're going to provide services to us as a service member. Whatever we're going through, and we'll discuss that in the next slide, whatever we're going through, they can provide services to us. Not only are they going to provide services to us, they're going to provide services to our spouses. So our spouses can also be taken care of without having anything documented. And a lot of the times, as previously stated, people do not want to get care because they do not want stuff on their medical records. And this is the best way to avoid that if that is your concern. The next thing they provide to military couples, because not all spouses are dependents. Sometimes it's there, you guys are both in the military. And the good thing about that is being that you guys are both service members, you don't actually have to be married. You can just be in a relationship and you guys both qualify because you're in the military. You're both, as the first bullet says, service members. And then the last one is going to be non remarried surviving spouses. So the Army doesn't forget about you. They also take care of you as well. So don't worry. The next question is going to be, how does the MFLAC provide services to adults? And that's kind of, I wouldn't say self explanatory, but this is something, no, overlooked. Deployment adjustments. And the reason why I say it's overlooked is because we are so indoctrinated into, well, we're going to go somewhere. And deployment is not just being forward, it's just any type of deployment. Like when I go to NTC, I'm deployed away from my garrison. So anytime you're moving and you have some type of stress going on, they are available to assist you. Pushes me into my second bullet, stress management. Your day-to-day stressors, anything that's going on, you have someone to talk to. And that's the point. When you have someone to talk to, it makes life a lot easier. PCS issues. Who has never had PCS issues? There's always something going on. And a lot of the times is when you have a PCS issue, if you have a spouse, a lot of arguments come up and the MFLAC is going to help you with dealing with these issues. Relationship issues, work issues, those kind of go hand in hand because you have your relationship with your spouse and you have your work relationship with your peers. So they assist you with that. And think about it this way. I'm having an issue with my peer and I don't have all the answers on how to approach it. And it's the same thing. I just go, I have an appointment, I talk, and I give them my issue, what's going on, and they can provide me a perspective on how to address the problem that I have. And last but not least, individuals going through the grieving process. If you've lost a loved one, I'm talking, and when we say loved one, I'm not just pigeonholing it to humans, I'm talking about pets as well. If you've lost a loved one, you know that you go through a grieving process, and the MFLAC is there to help you. I sound like like I'm promoting it, but I am. I am promoting it because you need this. Who else does the MFLAC provide services to? Children and youth programs. So they will be at the child and youth programs, and they can help the kids. They provide educating to the DoD education activity schools, camps designed for military children and youth. I remember when I was in Schweinfurt in 2011 to 2014, I volunteered all the time to the VBS, which is Vacation Bible School. And those are camps that are put on for the kids. And guess what? The MFLAC can be there. And we'll talk about the services that they can provide to these kids in a second. And Special Ops Commands. We ain't forget about you guys. You guys are still good with us. We'll help you out. How does the MFLAC provide services to children and the youth? Anger and aggression. If you have a child, you could probably relate to this. Kids get angry and they get aggressive. And the reason why they get aggressive is because they have not learned how to express that anger, express that or use that aggression in a non-aggressive way. Did that make sense? But yes, they're there to assist them with that, to channel that aggression and anger in a more positive fashion. Bullying, you already know. There's bullying in school, there's bullying on the phone, and there's bullying online. Kids are almost 9 times out of 10 going through some type of bullying. Divorces. Kids are really hurt during divorce. I tell you this personally because I just went through a divorce and my son, he had some issues at school and between me and him, him and his mom, and he doesn't know how to process that and he needed counseling. Kids have self-esteem issues. The MFLAC assists with that. Like even grown-ups right now have issues with self-esteem. So imagine a child trying to navigate through life, puberty hits, all sorts of things, and they don't know how to don't know how to process it. And the MFLAC helps them with that. And time management. Obviously, it's very hard for a child to manage their time. And on top of that, there's video games. So you get home, video games, whatever homework you have. And despite what popular belief is, there is homework. You just got to go into it's online now. They don't just give it to them. A side note to that is if your child is under 18, they must have written consent. In conclusion, junior soldiers, if you ever feel overwhelmed, stressed, or need someone to talk to, you talk to the MFLC. They're your superhero friend. I like that one. It's cheesy, but I like it. They're ready to support you. What they do is to make sure that you're mission ready. And it's when I say junior soldiers, I'm talking about every extension. If you have a family, if you have kids, dependents, whatever it is, the MFLC is there to help you. If you found any value in this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I thank you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always email me at rogersarnt@gmail.com. If you want to be on the show, email me as well. If you don't have time to watch the video, you can always go to any streaming platform and I'm on there. Roger Sarnt. Click on it. And when you do, download and leave a review. That's how I can get better to better deliver this message to you guys. Go ahead and follow me or whatever the word is for all three platforms that I'm on. It's TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and they're all at Roger Sarnt. And remember, you don't have to embrace the suck if you got the right tools in your ruck. I'm Sarnt Cruz, and I'm out. Peace.
Roger Sarn!